Okay, this is Project Roxanne. I'm doing this video right here to show you how to measure dead center, because I'm going to be doing the Crown Vic rear end and Crown Vic front end. So I'm going to be measuring top dead center so I know where to put the rear end and the front end on this frame. This is a 1960 Ford F100 short bed. Right now I have it jacked up in the back, and I turned the wheel for that number one stud. There's 5 studs, the top one. You have to put it directly in the center of the frame, and then I'll measure it and then cross measure it and then measure it from the back to the lug nuts on each side, write them all down, and then I'll do the same thing for the front. I bought this drywall ruler, it's a right angle ruler. You can adjust it, move it down or up however you want. But I bought it at Harbor Freight for $15, and they use them for drywall when you put drywall up on contractors. But this is basically what it's going to look like. I'm going to take that right there, put it on number one on the top lug right there, and then measure it, and then do the same for the other side. Pull it over here and do the same, measure it, and then I'm going to measure from the back of the frame to the mark on both sides, and then cross measure it to get my exact measurement where I want it. I'm going to do the same for the front end. I'm going to turn the lug, top lug to the top, measure it both sides, cross measure it, then measure from the frame to the center lug. But since this frame has had a little bit of damage right here, I can't really take this exact measurement off. But whenever I get done torching this and heat it up, I'll pull that dent out right there and straighten this. I'll take that measurement from here, calculate it on this side, and then get the exact measurement where I want it. Right now I am about to do all the measurements, write down, make sure I have all perfectly square how I want it, dead center. So when I go to put my rear end frame in, my Crown Vic rear end, I'll know exactly where it goes, so I don't have to do a whole bunch of fidgeting. I just have to get the pivot angle for the rear end exact whenever I put it in, so it lines with the drive shaft at a perfect angle. Everything else will line up. And when I put my 4-link in, I can have it align pretty good because it'll be top dead center. I'll just get that pivot angle and then I'll be good. Okay, I measured it top dead center, right where the lug nuts is. Went straight with the frame. Then I put a little mark right here. See right there? Put that mark right there. I'll do the other side just the same. Then I'll mark it, make sure it's straight, even, and measure from here to that line, write it down, both sides. Then I'll take it from that leaf spring arch to this leaf spring arch, that leaf spring arch to this leaf spring arch. And I'll write all the measurements down and take pictures of everything so I have it all documented, so I can make sure I get everything exactly perfect when I go to put my rear end in. Okay, I got everything measured straight across, X from the frame to the line. Now I'm going to do an extra measurement. I'm going to do from the center of this bolt and draw a line straight across, and then I'll measure from here to that line right there and double measure it. Just an extra measurement, just so you can really be accurate. Okay, I just started measuring the front part of the frame, and it looks like this bolt right there, nut and bolt, and then that hole on the passenger side, not the first hole, the second hole right there, right in the center. That's dead center where it's supposed to be. So that's pretty good, easy measurement right there. But I'll measure from that hole, the center, not the outside of the, not the outside of the hole, not in front of the hole. You want to go right in the middle of the hole to the frame on both sides. Since this one is a little messed up right here, I'm gonna go mostly off the driver's side one because it's straight. Then I'll go X from corner to corner, measure it, and then I'll go from the center of this hole to that and measure it to get dead center. And I had a problem with the wheels turning, so I took the steering arm off, the idler arm.